morning, you're watching Everyday Show Going Complex. You know the drill. I'm Nadeska here with Ak, Wayno, and Star. Good morning.
Hey.
Oh, we beautiful day.
Germs. Put your hand over here. It's been a while. I don't care about germs.
Nah, man, I'm contagious.
I want to test your grip, man. It's been a while.
Test your grip.
Test your grip.
Test your grip. You've been real fugazi lately, but it's okay.
Man, I'm over here sick. I'm over here sipping on, what's it called? Chai tea or Kai tea?
It's definitely Kai tea. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it.
Sorry, I'm not that bougie.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
Not that bougie.
That bougie, you feel me?
Basketball conversation behind the scenes. I don't want no smoke with you. I heard you got a shot. You just bet him $500.
I'm not that nice at ball, but I feel really
Let's go here and
confident.
feel like
I feel
she's
so
Beijing.
confident that my shot's better than you. Come on.
Axe.
I'll put money on it.
Let's go.
You put $500.
She said 500.
We go to the court.
Let's do this.
We could do it this weekend if you could finally
It's
get out
snow
of
on the court this weekend. Stop it.
Bro, who plays outside? I'm not a hooligan. Nigga, I play inside.
Yo, when's the last time you played ball?
The last time will be the next time
Yo, you
when I
want to
beat
put
you.
1,000 on it? I feel like 500 is
I'll
not
put
enough. I'm trying to
5,000
take
on
all
it.
your money.
5 bands.
You know what?
Damn.
When
niggas get
Wayno
money out
challenged
here.
me, I
don't
say, you
want
know
no
what?
smoke.
He don't want it.
I don't know.
I
You know, I know Wayno, he's been a successful manager in the game, but I don't want to take his money like that. You know what I mean? Things
Whoa,
might be tight.
I got 500. Like 500 ain't
But
nothing.
Nadeska, she's a millionaire. She won't even, she wakes up, sneezes, and loses $500.
Yo, I'm trying to triple my
Damn,
million.
wait,
So we
no.
should up this bet.
There's a larger issue here because he just said that he don't want to take my 500. So what you saying? I ain't got 500?
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
I went $500, over $500
I
sneakers.
felt a little bad. Like,
do that.
I don't know what's what. Her though? If I knew you're a millionaire, are you a millionaire?
I'm a thousandaire, a heavy thousandaire.
Lies.
500. Like I'm a 100 air, okay? And believe me, 50.
You ain't no 100 air.
No,
I'm
no.
a thousandaire. I got 500 to lose, which I'm never losing no 500 to you.
Well, listen, I'm confident putting up this $5,000. I'll take a loan out just to beat her, just to.
I'll take a loan out.
Payday loan.
Whoa. So you accept the challenge?
Take a loan out for
500?
1,000.
I'm trying to do this weekend.
Let's double it. 1,000.
I'm trying to do this
Oh,
weekend.
shit.
Wait,
What's
what's the
No,
criteria?
I wanna pull up.
Is it out
We're
of
just
20?
shooting. We're just shooting. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's shoot out of 20. We could do around a 30.
Oh yeah,
That's
criteria. We're
fine.
not playing in Jersey. That's part of the criteria. So come to Brooklyn.
Come to Brooklyn.
I'll find my way in Brooklyn. Where we at? Tell me a
She
location.
just put up a rack,
Not gonna do it. He
nigga.
don't put a
Nigga.
rack
We do
on
it.
him.
I give you the weekend to heal up.
Put a rack
Put
on
that
you,
money on your
nigga.
head
What's
just now.
I want to
poppin'?
do it today. I need
Scary
this money.
nigga.
I need
Put
this
your
money.
money on
All
your
talk
head,
on
B.
screen. All right, in the meantime, let's get into some topics. All right, so I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, we spoke about Nav having some issue with XXL for not being included on the freshman list. Quavo is feeling his pain. He hopped on Twitter to show some support. Don't trip, Nav. XXL didn't pick Migos either. Fuck the freshman list. I feel like we all understood where he was coming from, but our big issue was him going too far by picking on one person specifically, right? Putting the editor-in-chief in blast. So are you guys surprised that Quavo would jump in and support?
Did Quavo say fuck the freshman list or you added that?
It was a middle finger emoji. I was paraphrasing.
I thought I missed something here.
But it's, look, we've said that, like, artists, you don't need a look from one of these outlets to blow up, right? I think we all agree on that.
And by the way, I do feel bad that Vanessa was targeted. But welcome to the world of when you're a personality. I get targeted all the time for any bullshit associated with me.
Yeah.
Double XL, again, they're used to being very faceless, just like complexes, but when people could figure out a name, you're the only one who does the interviews talking about the list consistently, they're gonna aim whatever vitriol they have at you.
Right, because it's a whole team that picks the list.
Because in reality though, Double XL been making up rules as they go. There's no real set criteria. They're making up rules as they go. The Migos wasn't that hot at that time, so they pretty much told them, hey, you guys are a group. We're not gonna consider you. And that was convenient at that time.
What time was this though? Because
This is like 2013. They weren't that hot. It was like they had the Drake joint, and then they had a couple they were popping in Atlanta, but other than that.
Yo, when they had the Versace joint, they was on fire. They had Versace, and right after that had Hannah Montana, then they had Left Right? Right after that, they was hot.
That was spread over a couple of years. At that moment when they were picking that freshman list, if you looked at that list, somehow they justified it.
Right.
But I'm not even gonna stay on the Migos. Because I think the Migos pointed out that particular point that I'm trying to make in that they're just making up rules as they go.
Right.
They left off Famous Dex. He was super mad. He also took personal shots at Vanessa. And the reason why they said, we see you on video beating up your girlfriend. We can't have you on the list, okay? And then, this is my guy. They put X on the list. if you see what X is accused of in the court documents, it makes Famous Dex like giving his girlfriend, and of course both are bad.
But you can't see it. That's
You can't
the
see it.
difference.
That's the
You
thing,
can't
right?
see it.
But where do you draw the line?
But remember, all right,
where do you draw the line? Okay, NBA YoungBoy now, does he make the list? Or do you have to take him off the list? Because now you're making up rules as you go. You can't put
You
certain
have to
people.
take him off the list.
You can't
I'm
put
sorry.
certain
But let me
people
tell
on
you,
that
you
are
have to.
accused of shit. And
hearing that a woman got hit and actually seeing it is two totally different things. Remember, was the dude's name Ray Rice? Is that
Yeah,
it?
Ray Rice.
All right, Ray Rice. Remember, him and his girl, they put out the disclaimer, yo, we had an altercation, we saying it now. But when that video came out, that shit changed everything.
Yeah.
all right. And the point y'all making, we never saw Rihanna get hit, but we saw the bruises on her.
Right.
X's girlfriend, there's bruises. Her face looks crazy. I've never seen a face like that. It's out there, right?
Right.
He still made the list. Again, I'm not mad that he made the list because that's my guy.
Right.
But my thing is that there's no clear criteria. X was so hot, it didn't matter what he did, he was gonna make the list. That's my thing. If you're hot enough, they'll kind of, you know what they said? We didn't pick him, the fans did. It's a 10th spot pick that the fans voted in.
You think they lied?
You in media.
That doesn't mean that I know that they lied.
You know how, like, when you're trying to,
No.
it's all about a PR type of thing. Their label, the label that signed X, they got a lot of critique for signing him because of that.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to spin it like, oh, we're not the person who did it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm agreeing with the Migos and Nav because there's no set criteria. And again, the XXL list is like an award show. It's just to get the ratings up.
It's their list, though. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's their list. People have so much of a problem with their list. They made it up. If other people don't want to get into that conversation because anybody could make a list, right? But it's their shit. There's only 10 spots. We usually have, like, now it's more artists than I've ever seen that could potentially make it. It's really hard to pick 10 people. And to the Migos shit, it's like they never had a group. So that's how they could kind of legitimize it. There never was a group. And there was other groups. I mean, I can't, what's these guys? Ray Shrummer. They could have made a case for it. They didn't make it. But the Migos ended up getting their own cover later on with XXL.
Yeah, so let's stick with the criteria for a second. So when we used to do hottest MCs at MTV, look, a list is always gonna get some people mad. We did have a criteria, no one cared. Like, no one cared to read it. They didn't watch the video with the criteria. So I wonder if it would actually change anything. So I do want us to make our own picks for the 2018 list. So let's come up with some criteria
Can I
first.
point out one more
then.
hypocrisy with the list too?
Please.
Yeah, and
They
then
s-
come with some criteria.
Okay, they said that they don't really put R&B people on the list, but they reached out to Bryson, who allegedly turned it down. Tory, whose big hit at the time was an R&B song, who turned it down, then dissed them. So again, do y'all really don't put R&B people on
August
it, or there was?
Alsina was on it.
See,
Yeah,
like, and that's what I'm saying. It's just about inconsistencies in when people ask, why is so and so not there? Then be like, well, they're not there because we don't do this.
Yeah.
Then you see another list and be like, oh, this person's there.
The list,
I don't know.
I'll say this, the list does matter. It doesn't matter.
It's
It
a
doesn't-
conversation piece.
Yeah, it's a conversation
Matter.
piece. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be successful or not, because there's plenty of people you could go on there that were not successful, plenty of them who became legendary, but ultimately it's a good thing to have on your resume if you make it. Salute to everybody who is gonna make it or who has made it.
Word.
Are you in the
That's a fact.
process of formulating a list? You're a media force to be reckoned with. You're
Ooh.
still blossoming. I'm giving you credit. Are you in the process of formulating some type of DJ Akademiks list?
Actually, I've talked to a couple other influencers. I don't want it just to be me. Like, there's some other influential
your
people
company,
too.
the same way Justo started the mixtape awards.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other influential people with me. So like me, Adam, I think Cole Bennett's dope, and like even some producers. I feel like we should have like a panel.
I would like to see that, genuinely speaking.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. And that takes nothing away from XXL. What they've done great over the years. And they've even picked up where, other publications fell short. But, it could be time for younger people that are more in tune with things to rise up, so to speak.
Yeah. It's also interesting about the list, and you're 100% correct. I think in the next year or two, that probably will materialize. It's also interesting to see the backlash at this list. Usually it's from the lyricists saying, hey, you guys only putting mumble rappers on. It's the rappers making the music that you guys are kind of picking. They're now mad.
Right.
Right? So I guess you can't really please everyone. And again, it does help
And
conversation.
you have to compete. Like, if you are an artist that's a lyricist, then you have to have music that moves the needle. You can't just say, oh, I rap better than everybody. Okay, well, when we come to your show, there's nobody there. You have no moves outside of that. Making a list is not predicated on just being popping amongst the young demographic. I think you got to just transcend across it all. You got to be one of those people that people are checking for. And a person might like you lyrically, but if you don't have any records, you don't have any good shows, but you're just a dope rapper, then you're just another dope rapper.
Yeah. Jack the Rapper, Tom Silverman's new music seminar, How Can I Be Down, South by Southwest, How Can I Be Down?
That's
These are the things that take off and give credit to the culture.
All right, so look, if you guys were making up your own list, because we are going to make some picks, what would your criteria be for this? Throw some things out. Could be lyrics. You also mentioned the intangibles, which are important, having a personality, some charisma. Your following's important these days. Your sales are important. What would your criteria be for this list?
Consistency.
How do you mark consistency, I guess, in technical terms? Sales?
By work put in. Not necessarily sales, but if we're talking about people bubbling, trying to get noticed, people who I take notice to, whether they be, signed to a label or not, that's what I would look for the most.
So consistently releasing music, having a presence,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What else did you guys consider?
I look at like brand awareness. What can you do outside of just being an artist? Because being an artist, being a professional artist is like 10% of your talent. It's are you doing all the other things? Like, are you hitting all the other marks? Are we only seeing you one place? Because then at the same time, you have artists who aren't into endorsements and stuff like that. So
Did you say 10%? Only 10%?
Yeah, I think it's only like 10% of your talent. I mean, and what I mean by that is, can you show up on time? When you get into the room, can you be respectful? These are not things I'm saying are a requirement for a list, but when I say 10% of your talent being an artist, can you do everything else as a professional?
Okay.
Yeah, it's fair. There are a lot of people who can rap. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful.
Right.
You want to throw in any more before we start making picks?
Yeah.
Numbers are important to you. Streaming, would you consider?
Image, following. I do think brand awareness is, as you said, but I do think touring. Touring has to be big because, again, that's how
Consistency.
Okay.
That's how most of these artists survive. I will say it is hard to pick, and to the credit of like XXL or so, it's hard to pick these guys because most of the guys we're going to talk about, 8 months ago, these guys probably had like 40,000 followers.
If
you
that.
get me? Like they blow up like this.
If that.
Yeah.
If that.
So as far as criteria, do you wait till they get on the charts, then you pick them, or you're trying to project them to get on the charts, and they might not make it on the charts, and somebody else comes out of the blue, shoots right past them, and you never predicted that guy doing it.
Some of the earlier lists, though, they had people. I mean, this is when streaming wasn't a thing. You had dudes like Mickey Fax, Blue. Papoose made the first. Papoose was on the first XXL freshman list.
I think the criteria was much different.
It was the criteria. I'm saying the criteria is way different. So now it's like.
I think skill was like
skill.
the thing.
Skill was a big thing.
Saigon was on it too, right?
Yeah, I think Saigon was on that list as well. Rich Boy was on that list. It was a lot of different people that didn't
Manifest.
Yeah, manifest. So it's kind of like, seeing the future in a sense. I mean, that's what we do in music anyway. It's like you got to be able to see the end product when you start working with an artist on a ground level. You got to say, all right, I could see more for them than what they possibly see for themselves. So I think that goes into picking as well. Like if you're able to see a person, like for instance, like a Jaden. He's a person that's, in the conversation being on the list, but he's already a movie star prior to being an artist. Can he become as big as an artist as a movie star? No?
There is a lot. That's why it's always hard putting these lists together, and someone's always going to be upset. But let's run through some of our picks. We'll start with Wayno, and then we'll do Star.
Okay.
So Wayno picked Lil Baby, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Smoke Perp, Jaden Smith, YBN Namir, Trippie Redd, Lil Pump, Lil Skies, Joyner Lucas, Jake Critch.
Why we have Bad Baby on the screen? Somebody tell me what's going on.
Yeah, actually, she's not even on Star's list. I guess.
Don't put Bad Baby on me.
He's so,
I don't reward bad behavior.
Star's list: Bali Baby, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Jaden.
Can I give my list
Sure.
in a certain order?
Yeah.
Bali Baby, Cuban Doll, Cardi B. I want to start with the ladies first. They don't get enough shine. And I'm going to name one guy who I think could be the future. I'm nobody's fan. Don't reach out to me. I'm not looking for friends. Don Q. Could be the future. I see a lot of Cool G rap in him. And where, I say this respectfully, where Cool G rap couldn't come up with the big hits. I think he has the potential. The rest of these people are just whatever. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Jaden Smith. Trippie Redd's my guy, but
Okay.
I would more so focus on Bali Baby, Cuban Doll, Cardi B, and then Don Q.
Well, I'll say this. I'm surprised, and Ak, we want to hear your picks because you didn't give them ahead of time. Surprised you didn't pick Pump, but you did both pick Trippie Redd, Jaden Smith. So you do have a couple people in common. 6ix9ine is on both of your lists. So Ak, let's hear what you got.
I'm actually skipping 6ix9ine. All them charges.
Oh,
Anybody with a charge,
shit.
You know, I'm gonna keep it on a corporate level.
Backstabber.
No, I'm gonna keep it
Backstabber.
on backstabber. I told him that too.
Snake ass
So if they
nigga.
put out this real list and he's not on
Oh,
it, then
No, you
should
know
he
why?
be mad?
Because they have avoided anyone with controversy
The fuck?
or a lot of charges. So I think he's not gonna be on it, and be a young boy, he's not gonna be on it. If it was just about talent and what they've accomplished, they would be.
Okay.
But again, I'm gonna go by kind of the criteria that they got.
Got it.
Perp's on my list. Salute to Cody Shane. I don't think she's gonna make it. Jaden Smith, he wouldn't be on my list.
Icon, stop it.
Again, I'm also
Batman.
Yo,
Batman.
here's the thing.
Aiden shit.
Here's the
Aiden
thing.
got a hell of an album, yo.
Talk to this nigga,
Hell of an
Wayno.
album.
Of course.
Talk to this nigga, Wayno.
But I'm picking a class, and some people don't fit in the class. Like his music, to me, honestly, is out here from where the rest of the class is. And I think that's what you're gonna. It has to be a cohesive class.
Man, Little Twist made it, dog.
That was
Little
way back.
Twist made it. I mean,
That was way-
but we still
Lil
we
Twist
talk about
posted
the
up on
history.
Gram, said that his class was the best. He had
Yeah,
YG
but
on it. Meek.
it was
and
one of the best classes, not because he was on it.
Okay, but let me see if I could get to 10 without Jaden.
Right.
I'll.
Okay,
I won't
go
put
ahead.
on.
Go ahead.
I want to
My
keep track.
fault.
All right,
Okay.
go.
I'm
I'm
excited
put-
about this.
I'm putting on Lil Baby. He got to make it.
Okay.
Cardi B, she's gonna turn down, so I won't even act like she's gonna get picked. Rich the Kid, who got some hot songs now, Plug Walk.
Okay.
New Freezer with Kendrick. He's on my list. You gotta have that little token lyricist, Jordan Lucas. He's been turning up.
Yep.
All right. Even though I don't know if he would take it because he's a little bit older than the regular.
Nah, he should. Shit, why
He should. He should. Lil Xan, he just Tupac'd himself out of this shit.
Oh, delete,
outta here.
Keep your head up, Lil
You
Xan.
feel me? Lil Sky's definitely on it. I think he took Nav's spot.
Okay.
Lil Pump, he's gonna be on it as well. Trippie Redd, he's gonna be on it. Ski Master Slump God, just because of the close association to X. X was a big hit last year on the list. Famous Dex, just off that video with the girlfriend thing, still not making it.
Okay.
YB in the Mirror, he got a couple hot songs, he's gonna make it. And then, you know what, Jaden Smith will make it on mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
He will.
You know what I mean? Jaden Smith. Come on,
So-
my brother. Give him his credit. You know what I like about Jaden Smith, though? He's no longer Will Smith's son.
Right.
He's not Will Smith's
Right.
son anymore.
That's
He's
what I'm saying.
Jaden Smith.
Do you want me to further
As an
explain what I was
artist.
saying about that?
Please, please.
Because when we're thinking about a class, there's always these like freshmen
Mm-hmm.
that they never really get considered. Like Black Youngster probably should be on the list, but he
Yeah, I
won't.
forgot about Black.
Wife and Lucci probably should be on the list, but he won't. Young Dolph last year should have been on the list, but he won't. Like there's certain type of rappers who got a little bit more street, who's not on that freshman like.
Right.
I don't want to like categorize them.
About Black Youngster.
They should be on the list. Moneybagg Yo, who had a pretty
Moneybagg
decent.
Yo, yeah.
He had a good year this year. Or in the last year. He should be on the list. You get me?
I have to go back and say Black Youngster. Pardon me, I forgot. Great guy, energy, focused.
Yeah, yo. But that's why it's so hard to pick these lists, because it's like, I can see, like, for some of the people that I picked based on, like, the momentum and what they got going on. But then when you look at Black Youngster, a lot of these artists that we see, we think that they're gonna be in and out of here. And Black Youngster's still here. He's still dropping shit. Moneybagg Yo.
He seems like a good businessman,
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
that's why I'm.
So this is where criteria gets tricky, right? Even
Right.
if you outline the criteria, you're not always weighing them equally. Like some artists will really excel in one and you have to count it more over something else.
Right. I mean, I didn't pick Cardi B because I feel like she's at. I hate
She's
to keep.
past it right
yeah,
now.
I hate to keep comparing her to Nicki, but like it was one point in time when Nicki could have been considered, and then remember her and Drake did the cover together. She's approaching being an icon, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't think she's gonna.
Be on this list.
Yeah, be on the list. Like even if she was to get picked, I don't think she would even do it.
So the artist that you guys definitely agree on, Jaden Smith, right? You added him back to your list. Trippie Redd made everyone's list.
Right.
Yeah, trippy.
Rightfully so.
Are those only two that everyone has?
Smoke Perp was on my list.
Yeah, Smoke Perp was on my list
He
too.
was a non-star. All right, so Trippie Redd and
YB in the
Jaden.
Mirror? No.
Even though Tekashi and Trippie Redd probably won't make it together, you still gotta put Tekashi on there, yo. I'm not saying I'm not going by their criteria. I understood what you were saying about like by going by their criteria. I'm just talking about off the work. Regardless to all his theatrics, all of that shit, he put out a project that sold very well. He has all of these records doing good. He's still not selling them rainbow wigs like I said he should have. You know what I mean? But he's doing good as an artist. I think he deserves
Tekashi,
it.
aka Bozo, fooled the shit out of me. You were talking about his repetitive flow and the cadence.
Yeah.
He was in the studio recently doing something to a slow beat. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That shit was kind of lit. I said, oh shit, wait till I see Wayno.
That's a song called GED.
What's that?
That's a song called GED. He's gonna drop one. The
Okay.
GED.
So you heard that and you still wouldn't put him on your list?
Because it's not because of work. Like I know, for example, Yachty came out and said, "Yo, I fuck with Tekashi would be the hottest artist on this list too."
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, actually, not over Pumpin' Cardi, definitely not.
Yeah, no.
But he'd be in the top 3, right? However, even Yachty admitted, he's like, yo, I tried to do something with him with like a media company, and they said, fuck no, we ain't doing nothing with him, just because I know people are staying away from him because of those charges. And that's something that's helped and fueled the controversy around him. Right. So it's helped his career in a sense, but it's gonna hurt it. He's not gonna be on the list. He thinks he's gonna be on the list, and I told him he ain't gonna be on the list.
So why do you hang out with him?
What do you mean?
You're cool with him, yeah? You don't believe in his talent, you just hang out with him for what?
No, I'm the reality check for these niggas.
Oh, okay.
I'm the reality check. What I'm supposed to gas when he's gonna make the list? You're not gonna make the list.
But so with that being said,
if he does make the list, I'll apologize.
but with that being said, what I feel about it is, okay, let's take out all the bullshit that everybody's going through and just speak purely on their music. Cause I'm not a fan of all the other shit 6ix9ine does at all. But being of his music,
my list would be completely different then.
Right.
You know what my list would be?
That's why I kind of base my list on.
Categorize it into just like cool mumble swag rap, and then we got the street rap, and then we got lyrical rap.
Yeah.
And those are the 3 main categories. Yeah. That you're gonna have the Lil Babies, the NBA young boy, maybe Black Youngster, but throw Tekashi in there if we're talking about the aggressive music like that. And then for
is Don Q on your list?
For lyricist?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Hold on.
Damn, my fault, God.
I'm not sure he would make it on mine.
Really?
I'm not sure he would make it.
So,
just because I think I would get to 10 before him. I think if they put Joyner in, right, already crosses off the lyricist part. And as far as his movement in New York right now, I think he might need a little bit more.
But you don't have to have one, because even the 2016 list you had Dave East and you had G Herbo, right? Now G Herbo isn't the same lyricist that Dave East is, but they're both people that you look to for lyrics. So it's kind of hard, because I'm like, damn, Don Q, you could make a strong case for him lyrically, but I feel like Joyner Lucas as well. But see, Joyner Lucas has like the more popular lyrical record.
Don Q's not on your list?
Nah, Don Q didn't make my list. But that's what I'm saying, why it's so hard to make the list. It's like, now that I'm going back over it, I'm like, damn.
So the hater's the only one rooting for Don Q?
I wouldn't say rooting.
I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for Don Q,
I think he might be the truth.
I think we're all rooting for him. We're just being realistic with
not on your list.
Predictions. I think if it came down to New York artists, because I do believe they do pick by region, they're not gonna have 5 New York artists on it as well. I think Jay Critch might have that leg up.
I think
just
so,
based
too.
on the movement than Don Q. Now, is he nicer than him? Clearly not, right? But just in terms of momentum, I think they would probably go with Jay Critch over.
Now, if I'm gonna listen to some shit, I'm gonna listen to Don Q before I put on Jay Critch. But like you said, I could see why. It's a reason why I picked Jay Critch before Don Q, only because of like the momentum he's having, being the type of artist he is coming out of New York. But Don Q is in that space on the lyrical side. But the thing is that I don't see Don Q shows the same way I see Jay Critch's shows.
Fuck it, I'll jump out the window. Don Q's the next wave. The hater, giving him my stamp of approval.
Okay, yeah, we're actually going to talk
What's the
about
next
him
wave?
for our next segment. We might as well spend some time on this. So on the clock, we do want to talk about Don Q and A Boogie. So obviously A Boogie dropped his debut album last fall. He had good first week numbers. Recently got on Instagram and said, look, it's been a while since I dropped music, but I'm doing pretty damn good. Done holding back. I've been throwing out teasers I can't wait for the world to hear. So he's dropped more songs. The most recent one is called One Nighter. Where is A Boogie stand in the game right now? Is he living up to his full potential?
Hey, yesterday, the day before, I thought I heard Wayno put my man A Boogie on the clock. I couldn't wait for this. And, well, you know what happened? Wayno did fall back to his credit, but I gave my facts too early. I should have like sneak hit him on the shoulder. But A Boogie's definitely not on the clock.
Yeah.
A Boogie to me, A Boogie is the top New York artist to me if we're not counting Cardi B. I believe he's a new wave. He's collecting platinum plaques after platinum plaques for his album. And sometimes I think in this microwave era, we're used to digesting shit, shitting it out, and taking something else in. We're looking at him like, okay, it's kind of been a couple months since your album, right? But in reality, they're working the album because the album's very successful. So I'm not gonna penalize him for that. I think he's one of the most stable New York artists in terms of having his own pocket, operating within it, and also still making hits.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me, what I meant about A Boogie, I was talking the other day, was more visibility. It's like, I don't see him as much as I think he should be seen. Like, when I look at...
That might be personality.
Yeah, it might be personality, but when I look at A Boogie, like, he is a very complete artist. He never falters with his music. Like, his album wasn't off from any of his mixtapes or the EPs that he dropped prior. When you think of A Boogie, though, it's like I see...
You want to gram like Tekashi?
No. Okay. Not like that. Not at all. What I mean by that is like, okay, you see Yachty, right? And me personally, I think A Boogie is a way better artist than a Yachty. But Yachty has more visibility with the branding opportunities that he secures. Now, I think that A Boogie could easily run this shit, High Bridge collectively, because they're the only, like, real movement you have coming out of New York. It's like Jay Critch, he's part of Rich Forever, which is Rich the Kid coming out of Atlanta, came up to New York to get an artist. There is no movement, really, new movement coming out of New York like High Bridge. They could take over everything, it's just up to the moves that they make.
Exactly.
You know?
And you're a guy. It's on cue?
What's that? Well, I just want to talk about A Boogie. He's on the clock. He's on the clock. It's a very unforgiving generation right now. I don't think he has the personality. I'm gonna co-sign what you said, was the other day or last week, I forget. He's on the clock. He's making money, he's touring, he's doing some great things, but he has to get back in sooner than soon. So
we want better branding from him, right? Because he's dropping these like one-off songs. He just released another video from the album. So what kind of presence do you guys want him to have?
I mean, for me personally,
More social media.
Well, he's active on social media. He's really active on social media. He's just like, he's not really a talkative person. He shows himself, he shows his girl, he shows his kid, he shows him with his homies. I want to see more of like backstory to who he is as a person.
Okay.
You know, like, I love his music.
Maybe it's not there, maybe it's boring.
I feel personality nowadays on social media is shown through antics and shit like that. Like if you're doing skits, if you're a funny guy, like if you're comedic, like that's one of the reasons. For example, a lot of people think Takeoff has no personality. Ask any of the Migos. Yachty says, you know, the funniest person in the Migos is Takeoff. Super funny, but we don't see it because he's not the one who's on social media cracking the jokes. But he's not always posting stuff. So we think, yo, that's just the boring guy. It might be the same with A Boogie. Maybe he is interesting, but
except he doesn't have two dudes.
But his music, but also though, he has like the perfect bridge of music because he has melody. He merged melody, fucking heartache with street shit. We always make the joke about he's the Mary J. Blige for men. Like for real, like he got gangsters actually embracing heartabache. Like for real.
I didn't know that.
A Boogie has gangsters embracing heartache.
This is going someplace else.
Nah, it's not going somewhere else.
Like,
I'm basing this on the engagement he has in the streets. He got real street motherfuckers being comfortable listening to songs about being with a woman. And he still talks street shit. So he has the perfect mix as far as the music. It's just that I haven't seen a documentary. Like I remember Karen Civil did the thing with him, like Welcome to My Hood, but it wasn't as much in depth about who he is and who High Bridge is. I came up on the Rockefeller era, Bad Boy era, Murder Inc. You got to know who all these guys were, top to bottom, from the A&Rs to the artists.
You know what? One of the things I think does hurt him, nigga's too humble.
Yeah, he's very humble.
He's from New York. He's too humble.
Bingo.
Remember Tekashi online popping on the shit. He's the king of New York. I talked to A Boogie during that period. That's why I put up a post. But I was like, hey, Boogie, you outsold this motherfucker who's talking shit that he's the king when you got more platinum plaques than him.
Yeah.
And you outsold him. But he's so humble. Like, he's not the guy who's like, yo, I think we're used to, especially New York artists, that have that charisma. They always like think about all
Personality.
They got that personality that is almost as big, if not bigger than the music. That when you hear the music, you'll be like, that's my nigga. That's a Cam record.
I think
that's a J record. That even big.
Right.
You get me? And I think maybe his humbleness is not appreciated as much, especially because he's from New York.
Right, and I think A Boogie is just an artist where he's just like, man, look up at the scoreboard. Like no matter what it is, he be like, look at the scoreboard.
All that sounds great, but he's how old is he? 22, 23. He's on Atlantic, the machine that believes, let's throw this shit against the wall and see what sticks. Atlantic is not loyal.
That is their motto, though.
What's that?
That's their motto.
Yeah, Atlantic is not loyal. We don't give a fuck what you did last year. Get back in the game and get us a hit, or else you can be the fuck up out of here.
That's every label though.
It's more so Atlantic. You worked at Rockefeller?
I mean, I've worked at
I
Rockefeller.
worked at Atlantic for close to 6 years.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Get us a hit.
I mean,
fuck your personal problems. Get us a hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much every label though. Like the name is record business. It's not record friendship. It's not record feelings. It's record business. And if you can't do business, then you're gonna be out of here. But A Boogie's doing great business. His album, I just would like to see more videos from it. We only got 2 videos. Well, 3. We just got the newest one recently.
I want him and PNB Rock to stop fucking around and just drop a collab album, man. They collab so much. They got a dope ass song in 2K. I mean, we see them moving. Didn't they jump a little B together?
They did.
They're moving as a tandem, man.
Yeah.
I like them as like a pairing musically, and it seems like they're friends outside of the music. Man, drop a
They
group
don't
album.
need that though. They don't need that. Like they don't need to have a collab album.
All right. So let me flip the question on your manager, right? And look like we're all agreeing that, number one, I don't think the music is dimmed at all for him. So I
at
still
all.
think it's lit. But we're all agreeing that personality-wise, there might be a little bit more to be desired, right? As a manager, how do you get him to be more out there, or kind of how do you give somebody without charisma? Or is it like the it factor? You either got it or you don't.
Well, I wouldn't say you can give somebody charisma. The thing is just like showing their personality. Like a lot of people, he might be a little bit reserved by the game. And when he comes out, he has to be an artist. Now he might be another way with his friends. It would just be getting him comfortable with who he is all the time. And I don't know this. I've met him a few times. Very cool brother. I see him and his people laugh and joke a lot, but I don't know, like, you don't know who they are, essentially. I don't know how you can bring that out of an artist. You know, I mean, that's something that they just have to really want to do, which I feel like with Boogie, he's more centered on his music. Like, he cares about his music, because his music, he's never dropped some shit where I was like, oh, nah, I can't fuck with it. Like,
You know what's also opposite about what you hear in the music versus how humble he seems?
Right.
My nigga is he's price dropping every single thing he copped in
But
Neiman
you see
Marcus.
it, though.
$7,500 on a Moncler jacket. I'm like, I'm Googling this shit. When you see him like online,
you see it.
I don't really see him flex like that.
Yeah.
You know how
Oh, you mean in the music to
Yeah,
like
you
Rich
don't
the Kid, they
Rich
pull out all the
Kid is
bread and all that
flexing
shit.
like a motherfucker. Look what I just bought. You know what I mean? He don't do
But
this.
he's going to have to come with the heat to do away with everything you just pointed out. Not having the personality. No, management can't give you the personality. They can't give you the it factor. They can't tell you how to be charismatic, charming, and all of these things that do take into account for today's artists. I'll even go back and say that I think designers got more time. As crazy as that may sound, designers got a hell of a personality. He just beat the charge, by the way, as well, pulling his thing out in the street allegedly. Great personality. I see him doing shows. Crowds loving him.
But the music not matching.
But the
What's
music
that?
not matching.
I'm saying I'm giving him time. Whereas before I said, he's almost out of here. I'll give him more time based upon what we're talking about. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression.
But one good thing that Boogie does do is he gives back. I seen him at beginning of school giving out book bags and notebooks and school supplies in his neighborhood. That's one thing that you do get to see from him.
I seen you perform with your son.
Yeah. He did. He pulled my son into the and when he told me about it, he's like, yo, your son just has so much energy. You know, but he has it. I just don't see it on the other shit. Like there's nothing wrong with his music. There's nothing wrong with his image. He has all of that. It's just he's very quiet. And that just might be who he is as a person.
He's reserved, but to your point, there is a way to show someone's personality.
Right.
Even if it's not just him doing antics on Instagram, hopefully they figure out a way that he's comfortable with it.
Right.
I mean, as part of this conversation, your guy, Don Q, so he has a project coming out tomorrow, Don Talk. How does he fit into this movement? Where is he at right now?
He's not my guy. I'm just watching him. I'm rooting for him. Again, I'm
So
nobody's
assuming he's
fan.
not on the clock.
I mean, you know what I feel like?
He's bubbling. Go ahead.
I feel like Don Q to me, and Styles P is one of my favorite artists. He's like a more polished version of Styles P. And what I mean by that is he's flashy. He talks that money shit. Don talk, like, you know what I mean? He talks big shit. Like, they just have to really jump into who they say they are. Don Q, I mean, you put him up, he's not gonna go up to flex with a phone. You know what I mean? Like, he could get busy on that. You know he's gonna give you a project where he's talking about shit. My thing is can he make the record? Because his records and Boogie's records are not the same at all. But can he make those type of records? Because when with High Bridge, they're establishing themselves as basically a hit making machine with all the work that they're doing with Boogie. Bad Boy did
You
it.
said it right, just that record.
Yeah, he just needs the records.
We know he could rap like a motherfucker. We just waiting for that record that's gonna define him.
Yeah.
And that's gonna sucker everyone into his movement.
I think he has more personality. Like, he has a lot of the personality and all that. It's just he needs the record.
Are you doubtful that he can get that record?
Nah, I'm not doubtful. Because he has the ability. Like, he has the ability. It's
I know he's got the ability. I'm just asking, are you
No, I'm
doubtful,
not doubtful
that he
at
can't
all.
hit the nail on the head?
I'm not doubtful at all. It takes time.
I think he'll find it.
Yeah, it takes time. I mean, when you look at a lot of artists, like even when you look at a Meek, it took Meek Meek had a lot of records, but it took him like 5 projects. It took the Self-Made projects, the Dream Chasers mixtapes, in order for him to really find his groove and really have those records on his albums. It might take him some time, but they all young. They got time.
It'd be cool if they could play off each other's skills, right?
Absolutely.
It sounds like they got opposite things going on.
I think they will. Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
All right.
Salute the High Bridge.
So A Boogie not on the clock.
Definitely not.
Not on the clock anymore.
I say it's on the clock.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you for your predictions. Let's see if the internet kills you for them. That's our show. Stay safe
I'm
out there
surprised
in the
the
snow.
story say Bad Baby.
Wasn't she on your? Oh yeah, no.
Why do you keep trying to put her on me?
That's your girl.
I feel like I've heard you speak highly of her before.
That's your
Unless
girl.
I'm tripping.
I monitor everything. Are you talking about, well, Vicky, who are you talking about? I mean, I pay attention to all
Yo,
of these.
little
you know
white
who's
girl.
who's another person that's not on here?
Hang on a second. Finish up.
The little white girl.
What about her?
I've heard you co-sign her, or at least say you like what you.
Not co-sign. I mean, I monitor, the younger rappers as much as I can. He and I were even talking about we wanted to go see her live in concert.
I wanna go see her
just
live.
to see what she's
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
But no, I don't believe in rewarding bad behavior. I wouldn't put her on that fucking list. What are you talking about?
You're rewarding when you go to her show, though.
What's that?
You're rewarding when you go to her show.
Reward? What'd you say?
You're rewarding her behavior when you go to her show.
I'll spend a couple of dollars, but I'm not gonna put her on the list. That's something totally different.
That's really technical, being rewarding and all of that. I just want to see what the shit is about. Like, I want to see what Bad Baby show is about. I actually want to see it.
Hashtag
I
Bad
wanted to see
Baby on
fucking
Instagram.
Riff Raff show
They
before.
are. You'll find
You know what I mean? But another person that we didn't mention on the list is Key Glock. Key Glock is coming up.
I don't think.
I don't think he's at that level yet, but he's on a come up. For sure.
You know what we didn't really discuss is that how early is too early for certain people. Like, are we predicting that they're about to be on that level next year, or we're basically saying that they've put in enough work right now to be on it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Criteria.
Criteria, right?
All right. So I'm curious to see what their final list is going to be after all this drama, but we'll find out soon enough. Guys, thank you for watching. Stay safe in the snow. We'll see you Monday on Everyday Struggle.
Put Take K on the list.